Welcome to the Living Gallery. I am Ziya Muhammad. This is a space where each work is approached not as an object, but as a presence. Here, painting is not rushed, it is entered. We pause, we look closely, and we allow what has been carefully made to speak in its own time. Today we begin with a work titled Rainwater Cycles of Life. Rainwater Cycles of Life is an original one-of-one painting inspired by a fleeting moment along a roadside where rainwater settled into a shallow grassy ditch, forming a temporary pond. What might otherwise be passed without being noticed became briefly a place of gathering, a place of use, a place of beauty. This work holds that pause, that moment in time. In that moment, the scene was brilliantly bright, just radiant, and unexpectedly tranquil. It captured my breath and held my thoughts. Thereafter, I found myself moving from place to place, photographing separate fragments of the experience, aware that the fullness of what I had witnessed could not be held in a single glance. Those images later became reference points, not to replicate the moment, but to recreate its feeling. This painting emerged from the desire to translate that lived experience I witnessed in the living gallery, the art of creation. As you look, your eyes may first be drawn to the grass, thick, textured, layered in varying greens. Each blade exists independently, defined and detailed. Together they form a living field shaped by soil and rain. The rainwater does not dominate the scene. It settles, it gathers quietly, transforming the ditch into a reflective surface, almost pond-like, where light softens and depth appears. With this space, Muscovy ducks wade gently accompanied by their ducklings. Nearby, American ibis pass through, two distinct species sharing the same brief offering of water. The drake stands a towering figure fluttering wings of praise as it washes itself in the light of the sun and the drizzling rain. There, a feather or two rest in the grass, subtle, easily missed, a quiet trace of movement already gone. Nothing here competes. Each detail exists separately, yet interdependently, connected by the presence of rain. As I painted this work, I was struck by how intentional the moment felt. Not staged, not permanent, simply present. The rain had done its work and moved on. The birds arrived, utilizing what was available, and continued on their way. My role was to slow the moment enough to honor it. Every texture in the grass required patience. Every reflection in the water demanded restraint. The feathers told their own stories, a contrast of color, maturity, and youth. Soft, fine, yellow and black down. The duckling's coat caught the sunlight as faint sprinkles of rainwater settled in their plumage. Against the green earth, the black and white feathers of the birds and the ducks reflected a quiet, understated glow. that revealed only through careful looking. This was not about embellishment. It was about accuracy, observation, and respect for what was already complete. In painting this scene, I was reminded that beauty often appears without announcement and disappears just as quietly. Rainwater cycles of life speaks to cycles we participate in but rarely acknowledge. Rain falls, life gathers, use is made, and movement continues. There is no hierarchy here, only coexistence. No moment claims permanence. What we witnessed in this work is a shared pause between sky and ground, between movement and rest, between passing through and belonging. The painting does not ask to be admired loudly. It asks only that we look carefully. As you step away from rainwater cycles of life, carry with you the awareness that moments like this exist quietly all around us, often unnoticed, always complete. What was gathered here was never meant to last. The rain moved on, the birds continued their passage, and yet the beauty of that moment remains, held through careful looking and intention. You're welcome to return to this work whenever you need a reminder that meaning does not require permanence, only presence. Life is a moving canvas, a living work of art, and we're masterpieces of the Creator within the living gallery. Slow your looking. Beauty often arrives quietly. Until we meet again.